Yay, are we back? Are we back? We started with breaking breaking Facebook. Breaking the live stream. We've got a part one and a part two. Who are the OGs of this masterclass already? Who is here for part one with the epic intro? Dropping in the comments. It is so awesome to see some amazing people here. Let me know when everyone is back. You've found us again. Chasing us around the Facebook group. Who was the OG who got to see the opening, and who's just joining us now? And let me know in the comments who's a first timer here. If this is the first time that you have caught any one of my live streams, any one of my masterclasses, or this is the first time that you've even heard of Paradigm, type first time in the comments and also where you are. I know there were some cool connections taking place before Facebook was like, we gotta start this thing again. That is all good. I'll just wait for my tech crew to let me know when we're good to go. Are we here? Are people here? Are we loving it? Cool. Just an FYI, I can't see the comments, but I'm going to go back and check them all afterwards. So if you're commenting, I'm going to be reading them all. I'm going to see them all. Okay, we're getting a setup so I can start to see some comments coming in. Amazing, beautiful. Yahoo! Hello to all the first timers. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Lindley. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Bryony. Hey, Sophie, the OGs. Yes. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Alexandra. Hey, Helen. EJ, amazing to have you here. Oh my gosh, Jen. Hello, gorgeous humans. Hello, all you amazing first timers. So, we are here because there is something really magic that's about to take place over the next 3 days. And for those of you who have never come to any one of our masterclasses before, I want to give you a special welcome. And to those of you who keep coming time and time and time again, to all our clients that I see here, I love you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for continuing to show up. There is a really powerful opportunity for each of us that are here right now, because more than ever, we need powerful women, powerful, soul aligned, heart centered human beings who are here to make a positive difference in the world. And we need to start taking what we're here to create, our businesses, to the next level. So over the next 3 days and beyond, I've got a couple of bonuses for you on day 4 and day 5. I'll share more about that at the end. But what we're going to be diving into is really a very simple process that you're going to be able to apply to your business no matter where you're at. Type in the comments if you're just starting out. Type in the comments if you have been in business for a wee while, and let us know what your business is. This is going to be helpful for you if you're in the service-based business. So all you coaches, healers, consultants, if you run events, I know we've got some teachers in the crowd. And if you have a product-based business, you're still going to be able to receive some benefits from it, but take what applies to you and leave the rest. I have a very different way of teaching, so I hope that you're going to enjoy this. We're going to be having a very holistic conversation when it comes to the strategy that's required for you to go out and make 5K in the next 30 days. And I believe that if you're here, you're capable of achieving that. And I'm going to show you how. Who is ready? Let me see in the comments. Amazing. Yeah, Lisa, so good to have you here. Stephanie, amazing new. We've got some experts. We've got some well-seasoned entrepreneurs, and we have got some newbies. This is amazing. This is perfect. Ready? Yes, incredible. Starting at, oh, yay, Jacinda. I was thinking of you this morning, sending you extra healing vibes. Yay, Taranaki. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Beautiful. You guys are rocking it. This is epic. Yes, healer, voice coach, paintings, ready. So good, so good. New to business again. Yeah, Shireen, I love seeing your journey. Still starting out. Jen, you're going to jump in like expert when you're ready to jump full in. Heading back to private practice after 4 years. Amazing, Rebecca. Hey, April. Awesome course for people wanting to start the side hustle. Yeah, totally, totally. Awesome, you guys. So let us jump into it. I shall give you that back. We are here, the CEO series. Take a moment, bring your intention for the next 3 days into your heart, and just take this moment to deeply arrive and let this be an opportunity where everything changes. Let this be the moment that you've been waiting all year, all decade for. And as we go through this journey together, we're about to begin. Can you hold in your heart not only your own success, but the success of everyone that's joining us all around the world? And can you see that together we truly rise? Can you hold that in your heart as we have this conversation? Type yes in the comments if you can do that for me. And then we'll begin. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's jump in. So chances are you are here because you are either starting a new online coaching business, you're either really getting clear on what do I even focus on, how do I even start, you are perhaps already in the online space. I already see some of you have already got a healing or a coaching business or a consulting business, and you're really looking for what to do next. Or perhaps you're just like, heck yeah, I am so ready to take on the challenge of bringing in an extra 5K in the next 30 days. Either way, you're in the right place, and that's exactly what we're going to be working on together. Cool. So who is Paradigm? So for those of you that this is the first time we've ever connected, my name is Libby. I'm the founder of Paradigm, and what we really stand for is this mission that we're on, where we are so driven to be empowering 1 million, at least, women from all over the globe to reach their potential, to really feel the desire that's moving through each of us that are here in this space right now to really create an aligned, purpose-driven business and to make the world a better place, one business at a time. So if you're aligned with that, you're in the right place, and I'm excited to be co-creating with you over the next couple of days. Now, what we're going to be looking at for today, tomorrow, and the day after is this very simple 3-part strategy, this 3-part process that you can use. Today, we're going to be looking at clarity. It's all about getting clear on you and your brand. It's about getting clear on who you serve. And honestly, we have got to where we are in business. We're $1 million in, and we are still like, there is so much more clarity to be had. And so no matter where you're at, no matter how clear you currently feel that you are, I invite you to go to the next level with that, the next level of clarity. Day 2, that's tomorrow. If you're here live, we're going to be looking at the expansion. So how do you start to expand your message, your brand, your impact, your offering, your abundance, all the delicious things. And we're going to give you some very tactical steps to go away and apply as homework. And then on day 3, we're going to be looking at optimization. So this, if you're like, I so want to grow a big business, but I really do not want to have to work harder just to make more. If that is you, definitely come to day 3, because I'm going to be showing you how to do that, how we apply the systems, more automations, and really what's required to bring in an extra 5K in the next 30 days with ease, without burning yourself out. Cool. So today, what I invite you to start working towards as we're having this conversation, your subconscious mind is very, very powerful, right? For those of you who have never met me before, I've got a degree in psychology. I've been full-time in my online business for 5 years. We've helped women and humans all over the world. I've got 2 businesses actually. One's the School of Spiritual Healing Arts, and one is Paradigm. And what I know for sure is that the more that you can continue focus on getting that crystalline clarity, and you can show up to today's conversation with this intention for your own success, for everyone else's success, But we can go into this knowing that the intention of today is clarity. Your subconscious is going to start working absolute magic, and you're going to start already getting these ideas of who is it that I'm actually here to serve? What is it that I actually stand for? What is it that I want to represent? How do I want people to feel when they come into my online space, when they come into my physical space, when they find me online? Right? And if you don't have right now the kind of setup in your business where clients are continuously coming in and you've got a beautiful stream of leads and prospects and these beautiful souls that are ready to work with you and invest in paying you to have your services in their life, then this is something that we really want to nail before we move into the scaling phase. So when we think about business and we think about the coaching industry specifically, this is one of the most exciting times in history, right? There's this global conversation happening at the moment in the economy. Fun fact for those of you that didn't know, I also studied economics at university. I'm totally nerding out here, but on an economic conversation right now, they're talking about a recession. They're talking about happening in people's spending, which sure, people's buying habits are changing, but never in the history that we have ever experienced before in human life have we had social media. Never have we had the accessibility to the internet like we do now. I remember I was at university during the first economic crisis, the last one, sorry, not the first one, the first one that I remember going through. And even then, I don't know about you guys, but I had a laptop. I had one of those brick phones that there's no way you can get social media on it. I don't even know if social media had come out back then. But here we are, and there is this powerful way that we're all connecting with each other right now, all over the world. And we've got this device that allows us to access everyone around the world. And so you think of the online coaching industry specifically, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a fully global reach. Right? Dane and I, my husband and I, we lived in Bali for a couple of years. And I remember going around to the most remote places of Bali, and they had extreme poverty, yet they were all sitting there on Facebook and Instagram and on social media, right? Like the most back street places in the most remote areas of the world. We can access that now. Isn't that freaking amazing? Right? You've got uncapped earnings. No longer are you limited to just your town, right? If you think about when back in the day when business owners, they would only be able to have the accessibility of as far as their horse and carriage could reach. And now you've got access to the whole world, which means the more that you decide to show up in your business and in your life as the leader that you are, and you decide to have the impact in the world that you know that you created your business for in the first place, then the more value that you decide to add to the world, you've honestly, there is this uncapped, limitless potential for us each right now. It's location independent. As long as you've got Wi-Fi, pick up your phone, you can run a coaching call, right? That's literally how I started. I was coaching on my lunch breaks for free on my phone, sitting at a cafe, right? When I was still working in corporate. You can do it all on your terms. I remember one of the coolest things for those of you in business right now, let me know in the comments what your favorite thing about working for yourself is. I remember for me, my first goal was I just don't want to be told what time I have to wake up in the morning. I don't want to be told my schedule. I just want to be able to do whatever I want when I want. All right. And that's available to each of us. So this conversation, I'm very, very excited about. I'm very grateful that we're having it. So I want you to observe something that we've noticed in the last couple of years. And what we hear a lot of in the online coaching space, for those of you that have been in the coaching space for a while, you'll see all these conversations around 7-figure years, 8-figure years, 6-figure months, and there's these glorified numbers and these glorified amounts, which, don't get me wrong, have these massive goals, absolutely. But what we've noticed is there is a life cycle of the online entrepreneurs. And we call this Leo, a paradigm, we call this the Leo concept, where there are 5 different stages for your coaching business, or if you're in the service-based business. You've got the startup phase, which is about $0 to $3,000 per month. You've got the shape phase, which is 3 to 10K per month. You've got the scale phase, which is 10 to 30 a month. And then you've got skyrocket, which is the scaling stage from then 30 to 100K a month. And then you've got stratosphere, which is 100K plus per month. And so what's really important is that when you're at the 0 to 3K a month, you are a startup. You are just starting out, right? You're figuring out perhaps what you want to do or how you want to do it. You're figuring out your offerings. You're still very much learning the foundations. And what we see a lot of is we see a lot of people wanting to get to the stratosphere. And so they're trying to apply these stratosphere and these skyrocket strategies, but they haven't yet mastered the startup or the shape phase. And so the team and I, we observed a problem. This was a problem because we were noticing so many of our clients in our community, and I know conversations that we've been having for some of you that are live right at the moment, right? It's like, you've got these massive goals, absolutely have the massive goals. But we saw a huge gap in the online coaching space. What about making sure that we've actually mastered the foundations? Let's not try and skip and do cartwheels before we're still learning to walk. Right. And so what we're going to be looking at today and tomorrow is really the startup and the shape phase, where you're really getting clear on what you're here to do, on how you're here to serve. If you're more moving into the 3 to 10K a month and consistently looking at that, we're going to be looking at, what you can do to specifically start to help an aligned group of people. You'll start to have a better idea of who you actually serve, and you'll probably be more equipped in what you're delivering. You'll probably feel more confident in your skills as a coach or as a healer. You'll have more clear processes of how you're helping someone get from where they are currently to where they want to be. And from experience, I can absolutely tell you that you can get to your first 6 figures a year without even really understanding who you serve. You're just kind of helping as many people as possible and figuring out as you go. So that is part of it as well. Who's ready? Who is ready? Just let me know in the comments as well which phase you're at, which phase you are at, and where you want to be. Let's see in the comments. Yes, amazing, amazing. How other artists, incredible. Startup, sharing my joy, my skills, definitely still in startup. Yeah, and so what we want to make sure is that we're not getting caught in this myth that just because you've been in business for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years or 30 years, that should automatically grant you moving into a specific stage, right? If it was about time, I'm sure many people here would already be in the stratosphere stage, right? But it's about mastering and being very intentional around the moves that you're making at each step of the journey. And that's really one of the most important things that we're focusing on at the moment and at Paradigm with all of our clients, is really delivering the specific tactics and strategies and support at each level to help you move in a very grounded. This is important. We don't want you to be manifesting something that you're not ready to hold and can't hold it, which that in itself brings its own challenges. Startup, amazing. Stratosphere, ultimate goal, perfect. Yes, awesome. Come back to work after focusing elsewhere in the early stage. Amazing. Startup, so exciting. The one after startup, shape, yeah, cool. Playing in startup and one after anchor in the shape phase, fantastic. In between startup and the next one, whoop. So yes, Athena, soon to be moving up as well. Cool, brilliant. So what we want to What we want to look at is knowing that if content is king, some of you might have heard this, clarity is queen, right? I also believe that quality is queen. And so if we have that quality of clarity, right, we get really clear on who we are speaking to, right? We get really clear on who you're serving, right? When you show up and you speak from your heart and you connect to the heart and the soul of those that you're here to serve, this is going to set you apart, right? This is how you're going to become magnetic in what you're creating. So, what happens when you lack clarity? I have absolutely been here, and I can tell you from experience, and it's definitely not fun, right? You're attracting anyone, and when you have no idea about who you're even serving, and you're not specifying who you're talking to or who your offers are for, and you're not even creating an aligned audience. Two fun facts, one is that I remember watching my husband. He was like, Libby, you should create a TikTok. This is when TikTok first came out. We were living in Bali. And I'm like, like another social media app, really? It just, the short form content, it moves too fast. No. And he was going on about this, create a TikTok, create a TikTok. And like, if you believe in it so much, you go and create a TikTok. So there Dane is, and he's creating every single day. He's going all in on creating a TikTok. All he wanted to do was just grow his TikTok. So he grew it to 100,000 and he was just pumping out content. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here, I'm running the business. I'm like, I'm a CEO. I'm not going to waste my time on that, that silly platform. But he grew his following to 100,000. But the issue with that, and this is why it's not necessarily about the numbers that count, it's about the quality and the alignment. Because those 100,000 people, sure, they were having a good time on TikTok, but that they weren't aligned ideal clients for the work that Dane does behind the scenes or in our other business, Sasha. And there's a very targeted way that you're able to grow a social media following, but more importantly, grow your business without having to have a large social media following. And I think that's really important to remember. The second is when you lack clarity and you're attracting anyone, you're not going to get the results for your clients because what you're offering and who your clients are and what you're wanting to teach and how you're wanting to help them with is completely mismatched. Right? I remember taking on clients in my first year of business. I was like, I can help you, I can help you, I can help you. And while I helped a lot of people, a lot of them, we were just a mismatch. I ended up giving a lot of refunds, right? You get a lot of refund requests if it's not aligned. You're like, actually, I could help you, but this isn't going to work. Right? And so the more time that you invest in getting clear on who you're serving, then the efforts that you're doing at the moment of growing your social media, of growing an aligned audience, of putting out your content, you're going to have a lot of an easier time to have people actually coming in because they know who you are, they know what you stand for, they know that you're speaking to them because you've taken the time to understand who them is. Right? You're not going to become an industry leader by just going, oh, I'm just going to help everyone, I'm just going to serve everyone. And you're going to put content out there. People might message you and be like, oh my gosh, that post that you did was so inspiring. But they're, why are you not booking with me? Why are you not signing with me? Where are the clients? People are telling me my content is inspiring and motivating, but I feel like everyone's online BFF. Can anyone relate to that? So you get friend zoned. People are like, oh, that's really nice. You're so inspiring. That was really empowering. Thank you for sharing that. You're like watching the tumbleweeds as you open your bank account. It's not a fun place to be. It's not a fun place to be. Okay, so we've spoken about this. Most importantly, when you don't have the clarity, you've not taken the time to get clear on this. right? Your business model is not going to be sustainable. You're not going to be able to help the people that you're wanting to help because they're not going to be getting the results that they had hoped for, which is going to impact your reputation, right? It might not necessarily directly impact your reputation, but it's definitely not going to grow your brand with word of mouth and referrals. Okay, can anyone relate to this? Yeah. Okay, cool. So what are we going to do about it? That's what we're all here for. What are we going to do? So we've got three areas that we're going to look at. I call this the clarity formula. You've got you've got your offers, and you've got your client. Now, I love to think of this. Does everyone know Cupid, right? Like the little angel that helps bring people together, couples together. I love to say that you are playing Cupid between your offers and your ideal clients. So, from an energetic perspective, right, we'll speak about the strategy, but I also think it's important to speak about the energetics of this, right? From an energetic perspective, you hold a certain amount of wisdom, knowledge, experiences. You're vibrating at a particular frequency. You've had specific experiences in your upbringing. You were born in the specific location to the specific exact family that was designed for you. And because of that, you have this worldview, this way that you think, the way that you were educated, the way that you grew up. And for those of you in the healing space, we do a lot of time spend a lot of time peeling back the layers. We do a lot of work on releasing all the stuff that's getting in the way of our true self. But I believe that while we are here and while we are, can you guys still hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay, cool. I believe that while we are here in this reality, in this physical reality, there will always be this ego part of us. There will always be the part of us that sees the world the way that we do because we had the religious upbringing, or we went to that lower decile, lower socioeconomic school, or we lived in that area and played on the streets every single night, and so we have this different experience than someone who was raised in a city and grew up in an apartment, right? These are just the experiences that you've been born with that make you already so unique and so different to any single other human. And so from an energetic perspective, what I believe is that you're here as a coach, as a healer, as someone that is making a positive difference in someone's life. And that's not by accident. You've had to go through what you went through to arrive at who you are today so that you can serve others in the way that you were born to. And what that means is I believe that right now, collectively, we are increasing our collective frequency. I believe that we're becoming a better humanity, right? And what that means is you have these ideas that are coming through for you, right? Some of you are like, right? If Athena, for example, if you're still here, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I've got this amazing idea for an event to help people with their inner work. I'm going to show people how to do the inner work. I'm going to create retreats and take people snowboarding and take people surfing. And it's going to be a beautiful time that people are going to have, right? Lisa, you're doing a lot of healing. You're doing a lot of inner child work for people, right? These ideas that have come through for you have come through because you're equipped with the knowledge, the expertise, the perspective to help someone else that has not yet unlocked that part of them that they desire. And so your offers, your business, these ideas are coming to you, what I believe is because you are the perfect person to serve the souls, the humans that are missing whatever it is that you have. And so it becomes this beautiful dance between, hey, you've got something that I desire, And if I work with you, I can receive that. Now, in exchange, I'll give you money, right? You've got something that's valuable for me, and I'm going to give you something that's valuable to me and to you, right? Money is just valuable to everyone, right? So it's a neutral resource. So we're exchanging something of value every time we make an exchange. But when we get clear on who you are, right? You're here as a coach or as someone serving and supporting others in the way that you were born to. And when you can see that, you are the only person that can deliver what you're here to deliver in the way that you do it. And the people that are here at a soul level to learn from you, right? They do so through your offer. And so when you can make sure that you're understanding, right? It's now not about you. You've understood yourself. You've done the inner work. You're here as a coach helping others. I hope that I trust that you're doing your own inner work. I know that you are, right? But you're like, I've got something that I can offer to these other humans, to these other people. And so what is it that you're helping them with? Get clear on what the outcome is, right? At a soul level, people are going to feel that it's for them, but they're going to make decisions with their logic, with their human, with their rationale, that part of their brain that's like, I really want to do this, but then they're calculating their budget, or they're calculating if they can afford it, or if they're calculating if it's worth it, right? They're calculating if it's valuable enough to exchange money. If you charge something, if you're charging for something and it's deemed more valuable to your clients, that's when money changes hands, right? So what is it that's valuable for them? What is it that you're actually helping them with? Focus on one main thing per offer, right? Don't try and stuff all your life's work into one offer, right? What's the main thing that you're helping someone with in this particular offer, in this particular program or course or package that you're creating, right? And then with your clients, what's their biggest goals right now, right? What are their biggest problems? What are they experiencing on a day-to-day reality? What are they navigating? All right, so what does all this mean? When we bring this all together, you've got to understand, right? And what I want you to start thinking about is, what's the value of the goal? What's the value of having a solution to the problem that they're experiencing? Right? How helpful is your offer to them? Right? This is what's going to give you clarity on the price point, right? On how much you're actually pricing your offers at. Right? When we understand this, we understand that what someone deems as important, one person's like, that is amazing, that is so valuable, that is genius, oh my gosh, a surf retreat, that is and it's only that much, oh my gosh, I have been wanting to get away from my kids for months. I haven't had a self-care day, a day to myself, in months, years, and now here is this day for mums where I can go surfing. Genius. Like, what is it? I don't care how much it is, I'm going to pay for it. Oh, it's only that much? Okay, I'm in. In fact, I'm going to shout a friend to come with me, right? Versus that same offer to another person might be like, I could not think of anything worse. Getting into the water, cold, freezing, no. The ocean, oh, no. Right? So getting really clear on who you're serving and what is important for them, what's valuable for them, is going to help you start to create a consistent revenue in your business, right? Setting your business up in a way where people are like, that is so valuable. That is what I'm experiencing. That is my goal. That is my problem. This person who I've just come across on Facebook or on Instagram, she gets me, completely understands me. And this is the offer that I didn't even know this thing existed. And here it is. I need this in my life. This is amazing. How can I pay? Can I pay in full? You with me? You feeling it? Cool. Right. So we've gone through all of this. We've had this conversation around clarity, right? We know that it's queen. We know that it's really, really important. right? And then we look at, okay, what's the point of doing all this? It's really hard. It's racking my brain trying to think of what's the thing that I actually help people with. Who am I actually helping? Libby, why are you making us do this? This is hard. By the way, disclaimer, growing your online empire is going to require you to roll up your sleeves, put in some work. Okay, so what happens when you have clarity, right? You're going to start attracting the most amazing humans, right? I can honestly, hand on heart, say right now, every single human in our world, every client that comes in our doors, I am like, can we be friends? This is amazing. I can't believe I get to work with you every single day. This is awesome, right? Like, it is the best feeling when you have continued to show up and listen to the things that people are saying, listen to the people that you're around, that you're wanting to serve, right, that are in your community. And when you do this and you take the time to listen, most people are so obsessed with their own offering, and they're trying to sell it to people that don't care, right? It's like they're trying to sell this offer to someone that doesn't like the ocean, and they're wanting to sell them surf lessons, right? Think about, what is it that your people actually want? I believe that when you can find your people and find who you love to walk with, and you can find ways to add value to their life and to help them, I believe that that's a better approach, just in my experience and what I've noticed, than creating a really amazing offer and then trying to find people who are going to buy it, right? Which that can work as well, right? Build the temple, the people will come. But in the early stages, if you're at this, like the very, very early startup stage, you're probably going to have both. You've probably got a really amazing offer, and you've probably got an idea of the kind of people that you want to help. But it's going to be through that experience that you'll start to probably attract your people, your community. And then when you get to a certain point, for those of you that are at the shape phase, really start to look at who's around me, right? Am I in love with the people that I'm helping? Am I in love with the community that I'm working with? Right, when I started my business, I was I was a sober coach when I started out, and I didn't even know the coaching industry existed. I had a blog, and I was writing every single day. I was working full time in corporate, and I was working about 50 or 60 hours a week, and I would start my days early in the morning and at lunchtime, and on my way into work, my husband would be driving. It was my boyfriend at the time. He would be driving, and I would be writing content on the way to work. And after work in the evenings, when I get home, I'd be working on my blog, and I would be posting that, and people started asking, Libby, how did you go from someone that was a crazy party girl to now sober? Like, what the fuck? How did you do that? Who are you now? And I have trouble with alcohol. Can you help me? And so I started helping people very organically for free. I was also mentoring and coaching in my career. So this came very naturally to me with a background in psychology as well. So it was very organic stepping into coaching. I also did a lot of professional development around it, but actually stepping into helping others in what I thought was something that was very important and that no one else was doing, that for me at the time felt like my soul's work. And I remember finding a business coach online. I remember finding her on this live stream, and like, oh my gosh, she's a business coach and she's in the online space. Maybe she could help me. And I had a conversation with her. I said, hey, I've got this idea of becoming almost like, I don't know what you call it. Like, I am helping people get sober. So maybe it's like a coach. Like, I mean, I'd played sport, so I'd had coaches in sport, but I didn't know about the coaching industry. So it's like, yeah, there's coaches for everything. Like, what? So I step into the online space. I become a sober coach at the time, and I'm like, there's a whole industry here. And what I started to figure out was that the people that I was helping, like I had been, when I was helping people get sober, they'd often spent all their money on alcohol and drugs, that they didn't have anything to invest in coaching. Not only that, but most of them didn't actually want to change. And so I'm spending every single day, it felt like pulling teeth, right? People would come in and they'd do 1 or 2 sessions, but then they'd fall off the bandwagon. It was just like, it was not aligned for me. I was like, I can't do this for, like, I don't want to do this for much longer. This is hard. Like, this isn't lighting me up. And so I took the time to really, really craft my skill set and what I was offering people, and spending a lot of time focusing on who is it that I want to work with? Who is it that I want to serve? Who is it that I want to spend my life force energy co-creating with in my business? And very organically, as soon as I stopped being attached to the program that I'd spent hours and weeks and months creating, and I was like, actually, let me leave the program to the side and let me get clear on who I want to work with. And let me then start creating offers that are going to help them. And that was how we then did. That was 2018 was the year I was doing sober coaching. And then at the start of 2019, I shifted into a personal brand, helping people with self-love and get clarity on their purpose. And then the business by this stage was doing all right. It replaced my corporate salary on a monthly basis. We were at the moving into the shape phase by now. But in the shape phase, when we started, we did our first 10K month in March 2019. And from there, when I shared that, I was like, guys, this is crazy. People started asking, Libby, how did you do that? Can you help? Can you help me do that? How do I monetize my purpose? How do I grow an online business? And so what we do now, only 4.5 years later, has very organically grown from me just going, these are the people I love to hang out with. It's you guys. It's you. How can I help? How can I use my skills, my wisdom, my experience, what I'm really, really good at to help you in an area that I know is really valuable for you, right? And that's how we've grown very quickly in the last 4.5, 5 years. So you're going to become a leader in this space, right? When you focus on who you're here to serve and you have clarity on that and you own who you are, don't try and be like anyone else. Focus on being you. Focus on what you're good at. Even with a tiny audience, people are going to start to see you as the go-to, right? People will be looking for someone in a Facebook group, the kind of work that you do, and your friends and your clients and your community will tag you as the go-to person. You'll be the first person that they think of, and they'll refer you to people. And so very organically, your online business will start to grow, right? People are going to very instantly see how you can help. When you are like, this is who I help, this is how I help, this is who I serve, this is what I stand for, this is the mission I'm on. And people are like, oh, okay, that's what she does. Oh, okay, she helps people with inner child healing. Oh, okay, she helps people with nice haircuts. She helps people, she helps people choose really nice clothes for the speaking events that they do. Right? So the more specific, the more clear you are, you're going to be recognized a lot easier. Cool. So if we apply this and we give this a real life example, who's ready for a real life example? Is this helpful, by the way? Type yes in the comments if this is helpful. I'm going to take a sip of water. If you're learning a lot, let's have a look at the comments. Yes. Okay, team. Great. All makes so much sense. Amazing. Totally get this. Last year was like this. Yeah, boom. Perfect. Okay. Fabulous. Yes. Exactly, Rebecca. Amazing. Cool. Okay, guys. Fantastic. Look at that. 34 of you live. That is amazing. Well done for showing up and investing your time. Thank you for being here. Okay, so what we've got to look at now is how do we apply this? Cool, you're now Cupid. Right, we've got to look at you. So let's say you are a self-love coach, and let's say you help women to realize their potential and attract their dream partner in their dream life. Right, now that in essence is kind of waffly, right? It's like, yeah, but what do you actually do? So this is where we get clear in your offer and in your client, right? Now I'm going to share with you a very holistic approach to identifying your client in a moment. I don't know if you've ever heard this before, probably not, because it's like something that's come through me. But most people will look at, okay, I've got this offer. It's a 6-week self-love journey. It's an empowerment journey. It's going to take you from burnout to head over heels in love with your life again. How does that sound? Right? So just that offer in itself, you're starting to get some clarity on that. Where is it taking your client from and where is it taking them to? The more specific you can be And the more that you can create imagery in the mind works in images, it works in pictures and stories, right? This is why storytelling has is what has traditionally been used in indigenous cultures to pass down information, right? Because the brain retains it. So if you can paint a picture when you're describing where you're helping someone go from and where you're helping them go to, and then you think about your client, okay, rather than saying, you know what, I'm a self-love coach because I can help everyone. Everyone needs self-love. True. True. Everyone does need self-love. Yes, we can agree on that. But who are you here to serve? Who is this offer for? If you have, I don't use the word niche for a reason, because I believe that especially while you're in the startup and shape phase, you won't probably know your niche because you're figuring out what that even means. And you will probably, if you're like me and most of the people that I work with, you're probably a multi-dimensional, multifaceted, multi-passionate person. But what you can do to make your offers specific is focus on the sole client of the offer. That's how you get around the niche dilemma. Who is this offer for? Right? So let's say she's a woman, she's aged between 29 to 49, roughly, right? She's still working a job, those things. And she's really not fulfilled. She's in a relationship, but the love has just gone, no, like ships in the night, passing ships in the night. The love's died away. Okay. So the clarity trap a lot of us get into, right, especially in the startup and shape phase, is you've got an amazing product or service, but you're trying to sell it to people who don't value it, right? I really want you to feel this. This is really important. Okay, so what we want to do, okay, we're coming to an end of day one. How are we doing for time? We're perfect, right on time, amazing. Step one, what I want you to start to focus on is this is the 3-step clarity exercise, very simple, right? How do you, or how does your brand, or how does your offer, how does your company, if you want to do this at a macro level of your company, of your entire business, right? What does your company stand for? What does your business stand for? If you're doing this for an offer, right, for a specific course or program or offering or session or packages, right, how does that offer help people? Okay, what are the skills that you bring to the table? What are the unique experiences that make you you? Right? If you haven't done this exercise before, I often get clients to do this. Write out all the things that you've experienced in your life. You'll be like, Libby, but that would take me years. Yeah, exactly. Right? That's how different you are. That's how much experience you have. Right? That's what starts to make you very unique. Right? Then look at the most important parts of your journey. Right? What are the unique things about your journey? What are the unique things about your journey that your soul clients can relate to? What's your mission? What do you stand for? Okay, step two. For the offer that you're I want you to focus on one offer. Right? Can you do that for me? Have you got one offer that you're selling right now? One offer that you're launching, one offer that you're bringing people into. Right? For the sake of today, I want you to focus on one offer. Right? The offer that you're currently selling, currently working on. Yes, awesome. Okay, cool. So what's the problem? Just one. Don't try and solve all their life's problems. What's the one problem that you're going to help solve? All right, that's all businesses. To have a successful business, you're just getting really good at helping people solve problems and add value to their lives. All right, it's obviously more. It's obviously more than that, but to simplify it, that's the starting point. All right, what's the outcome of working together? If someone's going to go through your course, your program, your package, where are they going to be at the end? What's the actual outcomes? Right? What's the return on their investment? What are they receiving? Right? Where are they going to be at the end of working together? Right? What's the process to help them achieve this goal? right? If you're currently telling someone, hey, look, I've got a 6-week coaching package that's really going to help you change your life, they'll be like, okay, that's great. But in their mind, subconsciously, that might not even be conscious, subconsciously, the mind is very methodical. The mind loves to know, well, how, what, when, where, who. And so if you can break down, this is how we're going to get you from burnt out to head over heels in love with your life again in 6 weeks. Right? And what you'll do is you'll look at all the steps that are involved, all the steps that are involved in getting them from where they are to where they desire to be, where their goal is. And in that, you're going to look at all the things, all the steps, and you're going to create some sort of system or some sort of method, right? I find it very helpful if you've got 3 different areas, right? We're going to go through this, then this, then this. You could have 2 different areas. You could have 5 different areas, right? 5 different steps, right? You could have slightly more. The more that you can condense it, the easier it's going to be for the mind to, on the receiving end, to understand. Like, oh, okay, we're going to do inner child healing, and we're going to do looking at the mother wound, and we're going to do looking at the father wound. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, cool. All right. Okay, oh, we're going to look at me, and then we're going to look at my past, and we're going to heal that, and then we're going to look at who I'm becoming. Okay, brilliant. That makes sense. I can understand that. That for me is very valuable. Right. But if right now people are inquiring with you, but they're not converting, they're not saying yes, it's because there's some part of the process that they're not understanding, or they can't see the value in it. If they're saying that they want it, but then they're not saying yes, or they're not coming in, it's usually because there's something. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with the actual offer, your work, right? But there might be, and there probably is, some tweaks in the structure or in the strategy that you're currently using to communicate it or to convey it or to help someone actually get the methodical results, right? Using some sort of strategy. Okay. What time frame are you going to be looking to do this over? Right? Is it 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 hours? Right? And what are they going to look like when it's complete? Right? What are they going to look like? Right? And you might be like, Libya, I don't know. Well, there's your work. Right? There's your work. All right, what are they going to look like? The more that you can gather proof and feedback, right? Quite often we will run for one of our signature programs, Fempreneur, the way that we've created a really successful program at a price point that is perfect for the people that we're serving inside Fempreneur is I worked hands on with 6 different businesses for, I don't know if it was 6 weeks or 10 weeks, a certain amount of time, where I worked hands on with them and I took them through the processes that I could see in my mind that would work, but I got the real time feedback from them. And then the team and I turned that into a group program, which was taking the elements that every single one of those 6 businesses and entrepreneurs was experiencing, and we put it into a really awesome program. And we knew that it worked, and we knew what they were struggling with, we knew what they were challenged by, and we knew what their goals were, and we knew what the program would help with because we'd seen it hands on. Now, by that time that I did that, I was already an experienced coach, right? Never be too above, doing whatever it takes, right? Doing what's required to actually grow a successful business, right? The reason that we grew the business quickly was because I did so much work for free. I was like, I don't know how I help people, so let me figure that out. What's the feedback of my work? Does it work? Do people like it? I did so much work for free when I was starting out, and I would get the testimonials and I would get the feedback. Like I couldn't even tell you how much time I would have spent doing work for free. And so now when it's like, oh, it's easy for you, you got the results coming in. But yeah, you will get the results too when you put in the groundwork, right? And don't be too above actually doing what it takes. Okay, cool. Step 3, we've got the first 2 steps. You got it? Ready? Step 3 is to get clear on your client, right? Now, this is where we start to get a little bit different, right? This is the way that I love to work very holistically when it comes to building out your programs and your offers, because most business coaches are going to tell you, Find the demographics of your client. Where do they live? What age are they? What's their background? And while, yes, that can be important, what I have found in my experience is that when I try and answer the questions from that way, my mind gets so involved and I end up going way off track. Because my mind's like, this is who it is. And then I'm working with people like, this is not who it is. So what I have found more helpful, and I hope that by sharing this with you, it's going to help you answer some of the questions that maybe you've been struggling with in business around getting the clarity, is what's the energy of your soul client? When you feel them in your heart and you imagine, you can do this now if you want, if you close your eyes and you imagine that you've just walked with them through a 6-week program or a 6-month program, or you've experienced some sort of beautiful work that you've done together. What does it feel like when you imagine this, when you imagine connecting with them? What's their energy? What's the frequency? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel when you imagine connecting to them? What sort of energy do they have about them? All right, come back when you're ready. All right, was that enough time to have a little insight into the energy, how they feel? I believe this is most important. Whenever you're writing content, whenever you're making an offer, once you've got this understanding of who you're serving, all right, what's the frequency of them? Who are they? All right. Now, another question I love to ask, rather than how old are they? Where do they live? What Netflix programs are they watching? Which, yeah, it's important and it's traditional. It's a traditional marketing approach, right? Here at Paradigm, we're about creating a new paradigm. We're about creating a whole new way. And I believe that energy speaks volumes. And I believe that that is oftentimes way more powerful for us to look at than the very physical aspects, right? So where are they at emotionally? Where are they at mentally? Where are your soul clients at spiritually, physically, financially? Can you see the screen here? Yeah, you can. All right, where are they at? Right, what problems are they currently facing in their life? What are they being challenged by? Right, now, if you don't know, there's your work. If you've got no, if you're like, actually, I don't know what problems they're facing, get out there and talk to people. Right, you're in business, right? I'm sure you can figure out a way to get out there and talk to people. Right, jump on a conversation, put on your Facebook, hey, I'm looking for anyone who's experiencing burnout. Is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions and I'll give you a free session in exchange? Right, and then ask them, pick their brains. Right, hey, I'd love to know, like, so that I can help you in this free session. Right, guys, I'm just thinking off the cuff right now to give you some ideas. Right, to ask them, what's challenging you? Right, what are your goals? What's in the way of you achieving that goal? Can I offer some suggestions that might help? Perfect, cool, thank you so much. It's a win-win. They're receiving your guidance and your advice and your wisdom because you are the expert at what you're doing, right? And you're gaining real-time insight into what they're actually dealing with on a day-to-day basis. You'll hear how they feel, right? Ask them, how does that make you feel, right? If you're challenged and you can't overcome burnout, why are you burnt out? Because you're working 60 hours a week and you've got 5 kids and you've got no time for yourself. How does that make you feel? Right? Be brave to ask the questions. And if you do that, you're going to set yourself apart and you're going to start to have a really beautiful stream of soul aligned clients coming, because your messaging is going to start to speak to them. Your content is going to start to speak to them. Your offers are going to start to speak to them. Right? And you'll know within you that you've got the exact approach that's going to help the people that you're here to serve. So you've got this confidence, they're picking up on that confidence, you're more certain in your brand promise and your promise of what you're helping someone with, right? They're going to feel the value in that. You now know how you're going to help them get from there to there. And they're going to be like, that's amazing. Thank you. Take my credit card. I'll pay in full. There we go. Cool. So your homework from day one. Part one, create your own offering following the Clarity formula. Part two, share in the group. I would love you to share in the group. I would love to hear what has been most helpful and beneficial for you today, what you've learned, what you're taking away, your biggest takeaway. Right? And then part three is the value. I want you to start thinking about the value that you would place on your offer. How much would you invest in the offer that you're selling? Right? And then what do you think the value is to your soul client? Cool. Guys, that is us. That is us for day two. No, that is us for day one. Tomorrow is day two. We will see you tomorrow for day two. Type in the comments if this has been helpful. Leave a post in the group. I forgot to mention as well, we have got some epic prizes that we're going to be giving away. Are we doing those on Friday or Monday? We're doing those on Monday. So you've got just less than a week to enter the prize draw. There's some posts in the group. Have a look for them, how to enter. There's some awesome prizes. On Friday, I've got a cool surprise for you that I think you're going to love. So on day 4, which is one of the bonus days, and then on day 5, which is going to be, it's not going to be on Saturday, it's going to be on Monday morning, New Zealand time, at the same time as we are live tonight, we have got a Q&A happening. So any questions that you've been asking, or as you start to build out your offers and you're starting to apply the homework and you're like, Libby, I'm stuck. Like, this has come up. What do I do here? How do I navigate that? I'm going to be jumping on and we're going to be doing a Q&A bonus for you on Monday. It'll be like a mini coaching and the prize draw giveaway. Thank you so much for being here. It has been a joy. Thank you so much for your time, for your energy, for spending the morning with me. I'm excited to see what you create from here. Have an amazing rest of your day. Together we rise.